goodness. Alright, another cross-country trip completed to get my first shot at a new esports. Can't wait to get started. Let's get ready. Whew, my goodness. I don't know if housekeeping really got around to this room. Looks a little messy, but it's all good. Miss Karen, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Karen should be calling me a little bit later to go over the details of tomorrow's trip. So, alright, well, guess I should do some prep. When it comes to esports, I love equality. That's important to a black man like me. Woo, it's steamy in here. This clay mask, delicious strawberry, and an opportunity to finally prove my worth in another esport. Oh, Miss Karen. Put you on speaker. Hello?
Good evening, Mr. Bisu. We are beyond excited to have you in town for tonight's PUBG broadcast. I just wanted to see if you have any dietary concerns or meal preferences.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm cool with anything provided. You know, I'm just happy to be here to have the chance.
Are you sure? We typically honor all requests for meals.
Well, there's two things you need to know about black guys, okay? We don't cheat and we aren't picky eaters.
Excuse me, Mr. Bisu, but what do you mean, black guys?
Well, you know, black, cause I'm African American.
Oh, well, with the last name like Bisu, we just assumed you were, not black.
Oh, is that a problem?
Oh no, of course not, but let me see. We only have a fish medley prepared, but I suppose I can see if that Popeye's a few miles away is still open.
Ma'am, I assure you that's not needed. I'm actually a bit confused here. I sent over a commentary reel that had highlights and examples of my work along with my Twitter. How are you just realizing I'm black?
Well, hon, just like Evo, we request those things, but we don't really check on them too hard.
Oh, well, are we still good?
Oh, hold on, I just got an email. Looks like there was a mix-up and the commentary position has already been filled. So sorry, Mr. Bisu.
Wait, what? I spent my own money to be here just for a chance to prove myself. Like, I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go now?
Well, do you remember that Popeyes I mentioned?
The Popeye. What is up, everybody? It's your boy EE, and I am back with another YouTube video. I hope you guys are excited for this one because I know I am. Now, I'm excited primarily because I get to shed some light on a topic that's not just Smash Bros, right? Obviously, the channel itself has been growing a lot. I'm talking about, we have 25,000 subscribers now. Thank you all so much for that. I really wanted to get 50,000 by the end of the year, so I feel like we're on good pace, and it's definitely a milestone worth noting. But with more content comes more growth, and that's kind of where we're taking it with this video. Now, the skit you saw at the beginning of this video actually was not like accurate, right? It was more of a dramatization, but it does kind of bring up a point I wanted to touch on. One of my experiences that wasn't too positive when it came to trying casting another esport. The esport in question is PlayerUnknown's Battleground, okay? I'm talking about PUBG, one of the best battle royales ever created, and honestly, it's something that kind of turned me almost into like a real streamer a couple years ago. I would go from streaming like 2 or 3 hours of Smash to like 8 to 10 hours of PUBG. It was something I really enjoyed doing, and I really got hooked on it. All right, that was bad. That was bad. Okay, that was bad. Now, I actually got to the point where I was able to get an opportunity with NVIDIA, okay? They flew me out to California, housed me for 6 weeks, and every week I got to host their PUBG Invitational, which the winner would actually walk away with a 1080 graphics card, which was pretty sick. Now, after having that kind of hosting slash casting experience under my belt, on top of everything I've already done in the Smash community, I felt like I could branch out a little bit more and really start pursuing this game, which I had fallen in love with. So when I found out that PUBG was going to be at a DreamHack, I kind of jumped on the opportunity to track down some leads and speak to someone who I thought would be really good when it came to getting an opportunity at casting. Now, this particular person whom I spoke to, I don't believe they were an actual DreamHack employee, somebody more so who had worked and casted for them prior, and it was just like a good introduction that I got, and I was like, you know what, let me talk to this guy and see if he can provide some insight and just kind of give me like the right course I need to go about when I'm trying to cast this game. Now, I would end up sending this guy not only my casting reel, but my Twitter, and then some videos of me playing for numerous hours on my Twitch to let him know I'm very serious about this game and I want to take it to the next level, including the work I'd done with NVIDIA, which was absolutely awesome, and I loved working with those guys. However, folks, I did not get the response I was hoping for. Hell, I didn't even get the response I was expecting, okay? This man replied back and told me he felt like I would be too urban for the broadcast team. Now, at the time, I was stunned, okay? Shocked. Okay, I could not believe this was what I'm reading. Now, the only thing I could take comfort in was the fact that I knew that this guy, he wasn't an official DreamHack employee, so I know that's not how DreamHack felt about me. I'd worked events for DreamHack for Smash Brothers. I did a Pokken event for them, so I knew that they were cool with me. But this guy was basically telling me, listen, the only thing black on this broadcast is gonna be the headset. And I was like, well, goddamn. I really feel that's kind of what might have killed my love for PUBG. After that, I really kind of switched over to Fortnite, never looked back. And obviously Fortnite has like a ton of good African-American content creators and stuff like that. Shouts to the TSM boys, Day, Hams, Myth, stuff like that. And although I never really got into casting Fortnite, I at least felt like there was way more diversity in that community. But guys, that's just one of my experiences. Obviously, I'm not trying to say it's like the end of the world, because it's really not. I never even really talked about it until like an episode of Blast Zone a couple days ago. So I figured I'd bring it up in this video too, and just elaborate and go a little more in depth on what that conversation was for people who are wondering. But there is an even bigger conversation taking place across the world, okay? Black Lives Matter, okay? It is just sweeping the nation, sweeping social media, and everybody has gotten really involved. It's actually really encouraging to see a lot of influencers and friends of mine whom I interact with and actually have had good experiences with, kind of stand up and feel like, you know what? We have the right to live. We have the right to be treated fairly. And it's really a beautiful thing to see. But guys, influencers aren't the only ones getting involved in this. Okay, actual companies are making statements coming out. Okay, I saw the NFL make a statement, which by the way, they need to apologize and re-sign Kaepernick. Okay, Sony made a statement regarding it. Nintendo, Nickelodeon. Do you know how bad you have to be f***ing up for Nintendo and Nickelodeon to be making political statements on their social media? I mean, that's crazy. And if that doesn't show you that change is imminent, I don't know what will. For me, it's really encouraging as well when I see celebrities like, you know, J. Cole, Kanye West, who apparently was playing the long game in this whole Trump fiasco, Tyler, the Creator, Ariana Grande, like all these people are actually out there like legitimately protesting with their fans, with people, because I do think it's something that they really believe in. Hell, even the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, okay, this man just had the Last Dance documentary come out, and we still talking about him because he pledged like over $100 million or something like that to go towards just like actual change for the black community in general. Like that is just inspiring, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's good to see, okay? It's good to see this isn't being treated as a fad or a trend. Like, people are legitimately dedicated to seeing some positive change. However, you still got those people out there just being insensitive and just being absolute gyms about it, okay? Here's an example of what I mean.
She's gonna die, yeah.
That's suffocating, is what that was.
And still,
Suffocating.
still.
Would it be fair to say that you can't breathe?
Yeah.
Now, the clip you just heard is actually from a guy named MikeZ, okay? Apparently, he's the lead designer of Skullgirls, and I'm not sure what's worse, the tone deafness of the comment or the silence that followed it. Like, dude, you have everything going your way with Skullgirls right now. It's about to be an Evo, about to make some big moves, and this is what you decide to hitch your wagon to? Bro, this horse is going right off a cliff, and your dumb ass is just leading it there. Now, immediately, this guy tried to go ahead and just backtrack on his comments. He admitted it was insensitive, it was wrong to make, but it's like, dude, it's, you know how people say it's too soon? Like, dude, it's really too soon for that. But I did notice that SonicFox was actually someone who almost kind of immediately forgave this, and I was just kind of looking at these tweets and scratching my head like I'm not really sure what's going on here, brother, but it certainly did remind me of something.
Now, what's the difference between a coon and a Negro, Envy? The Negro is innocent in his ignorance. The Negro think Jesus is white. The Negro think white people are smarter. It's not his fault. He's been miseducated, Charlemagne. But the coon is dangerous. The coon knows Jesus wasn't white. The coon knows white people are not superior to blacks, but they will act like they are because they're going to get something for doing so. The coon consciously sells out his people. The Negro does it out of ignorance. I can work with a Negro. Never trust the coon.
Damn shame. Now, all jokes aside, obviously you're gonna see people just making comments on things that maybe they just don't necessarily understand. That should be taken with the level of seriousness that it is, that's attached to it. I mean, even Drew Brees, he's a quarterback I'm a really big fan of, and his dumbass made some comments that he immediately had to retract because people were just like, what in the white privilege is going on here? But you know, another thing that really caught my attention, it was a tweet from PROG, okay? And like, you can go ahead and read this tweet in detail. You can go to his page and check it out. Obviously, we're gonna probably censor out some of the words here. But you know something that really tripped me out? Okay, this really can kind of hit more close to home. And I'm just not talking about on the level of just being an African-American in this country. I'm talking about in the Smash Bros community. Now, everybody knows who PROG is, okay? He's actually a big pillar of the Super Smash Bros community. He's delivered some of the best commentary moments that the game has ever seen, and the dude's always just been really outspoken, and for the right things at that. To see this message that he apparently got was just, it kind of blew my mind. If you do read it in length, in detail, you can find it uncensored on his Twitter page. It's definitely something that makes you it makes you a little nervous, honestly, if you're a member of the Smash community and you don't happen to be white. Now, I will say, as somebody with 10 plus years of experience in the Smash community, I really don't feel threatened. I feel like this is just somebody who is a troll, more of an elaborate troll. I can't really see anybody really organizing these whites only meetings in hotel rooms, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, Smash Fest and stuff like that. But you can't bring your African friend, okay? You cannot bring your African friend. You, an African, will be asked to leave, escorted out. I don't think that's the case, but maybe you really never know. It does kind of give pause to, like, you know, we have this space right here that we all feel like esports and just, you know, content creation, it should be real, like a good homey feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the vibe you want, but you kind of got to think twice a little bit now, right? Like, is my boy John really plotting on Jamal? I just don't know anymore. But I will say again, I never felt like threatened in the space. I have a lot of friends of all, you know, nationalities, colors and stuff like that, and I've never had racism being an issue. We got issues in the Smash community, trust me on that, okay? We got some issues in the Smash community, okay? But it usually doesn't come down to race. But guys, honestly, the reason I made this video was really just to kind of showcase what's been going on in the world. I'm a black man. I feel some type of way about this. I feel great to know, again, a lot of people whom I've looked up to have something to say. I mean, that guy, John Booyah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The guy from Star Wars who played Finn, he's been incredibly outspoken. My boy Stone Cold Steve Austin, sticking it to him, okay? He's the Texas rattlesnake, okay? But he's striking anything that moves, quite literally, okay? So if your racist ass got something to say, he's on it. Now, not every company has been doing a fantastic job about how things have been going on. I mean, one particular food chain that I'm a fan of, and it's not because I'm black, definitely had some interesting comments made. But again, that's just another example of just, you know, maybe your sensitivity, your PR in this situation, not quite up to snuff. So just like the cops in this country, some reform might be needed. Also, folks, the fact that Logan Paul, okay, Logan Paul, not Jake Paul, not to be mistaken with Jake Paul, the douche one. I mean, they're both douches, but in this case, he's more of an effective douche, okay? Logan, to his credit, he is one of the poster children for white privilege, okay? And you know, his audience probably is honestly a good majority of that too, you know what I'm saying? Like, just think about those kind of households and stuff like that. The fact that he's speaking out on this, really appreciate him in that regard. I mean, this is the same guy who went to Japan and filmed somebody dead in the forest, okay? So morals aren't exactly, you know what I'm saying? He's not exactly on the high ground of a lot of shit, but even his voice in this situation is much appreciated. Speaking of reform, can y'all please stop just tagging people in posts just to tag them, okay? Listen, I understand when somebody tweets, man, please give me all the good black content creators to follow. I get it. I appreciate you tagging me in that, okay? But first of all, stop making those tweets, okay? This ain't Where's Waldo, okay? We ain't hard to find. We've been here for quite a while, in fact, okay? Knock that bullshit off, okay? You know exactly where to go to find some African-American content creators if you're really that interested, okay? Shouts to everybody who shows love by tagging people like that, but I just don't, you know, it's almost like those people who like specifically go to protest just to take a picture, Black Lives Matter, and then just hop back, you know what I'm saying, in their car and dip off, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and one girl even photoshopped the damn thing. I mean, good, you couldn't be bothered. You could not be bothered to take the time to actually write the sign out and hold it. That's just a goddamn shame. But let me stop before I just get onto a completely different rant. The point is, be good to each other, okay? All lives do in fact matter, but they cannot all matter until Black lives matter equally. That's all I'm trying to say. Might get some hate for this video, but at the end of the day, I wanted to say it was on my chest, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Again, big thanks to the 25,000 subscribers. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe, notification, comment, all that good shit. You know how we do around here, and I'll see you for next week's video. Peace.